Golfers, today we're going to share with you 3 reasons why you don't hit the ball solid. Now, these are great reasons to improve your golf. Even if you think you hit the ball fairly solid, they're still going to help you. So keep watching to see all 3 reasons. Okay, the 3 main reasons why you might not hit ball on turf consistently. And we'll add that consistency in there because it's not just the people who hit the ball thin and fat. But there's 3 main reasons why that might not happen. The first reason is radius of your swing. So the circle of your swing. If that circle is lifted off the ground, you could have a perfect golf swing, but you won't get basically the ball in the right area of the club face. We want to hit the ball about groove 3. That's the right place to hit the ball. Now, quite often you can hit it groove 1, groove 2, groove 8, groove whatever, and you'll get a different feeling off the club, a different vibration and a different distance. To compress the ball correctly, we want about groove 3 and we want the shaft leaning forward. So we de-loft this club and compress that ball. And the bottom of our swing is definitely after the ball, about 4 inches. So that's where the best place would be 4 or 5 inches. Some are even more than that, but the average would be about 4. You wouldn't catch any elite ball striker with a low point at the ball or before the ball, which is quite often what I see when I'm teaching higher handicap golfers. So shifting that low spot further forward is the main objective. So the radius of the swing needs to be in the right level. How we control that basically is through lead arm, keeping that structure. So if this arm bends and I don't tilt over, then I will never get that low point to the right spot, the right depth. So keeping this lead arm, what I would call structured, through the golf swing. Best way to feel that, I call it clotheslining. So if I take my lead arm here and I think I'm going to clothesline someone, the structure I have in that arm and the straightening and the power and the speed and putting the force to target rather than to the golf ball is what I want you to feel. That clothesline move is ideal to feel what we want the club to be doing through the ball from a handle point of view and an arm point of view. So I practice a lot this clothesline, then take a tilt, and still feel that clothesline. And if you can, and it's difficult one-handed, get the club just to measure the ground, or even take a bit of a divot. But when you're right side dominant like I am, and most of you will be, because most of us are right-handed golfers, let's be honest and fair, this will feel very alien. But the more we can feel that this left arm has a bit more domination and has a structure, the more it'll help control this low spot. So that would be the feeling, lead arm, clotheslining in a tilted axis. Point number 2, the tilt. It goes a little hand in hand with the arm radius. But if you have a good arm radius and your tilt's not correct, you'll never hit the ground and ball, or the ball and ground even. But you'll never manage that contact point. So what we want to feel is that we're definitely getting the tilt correct as we swing down. One of the best ways of feeling this is take the golf club, put it in your groin here like this, and when you're swinging down, try and feel like you're squeezing it, almost to try and keep that club in place. Okay, it's a pretty difficult task, but if we do that correctly, we won't get any early extension and we'll get a lot of tilt. Combine that with the right shoulder pointing down to the ground and the tilt in your pelvis, and you're really onto a winner there. So we tilt and turn to be successful. But the main thing about what we're talking about here is managing that tilt. Instead of using the golf club, if you want to, you could take a golf ball and again, put it here and feel you're going to try and squeeze it in either side. A bigger ball's easier, but you'll see that I'm holding that golf ball in place because I've got that angle and tilt. And don't be scared to overdo these things. It won't do you any harm. Most golfers, as we talk a lot, 99% will have early extension. So the more we can feel we have these tilts, the better. From a hitting point of view, gripping down the shaft, making swings where we get the ground consistently with small swings will help you feel that tilt that we want in the golf swing. So those are the hitting actions, and that's the theory, and some dry drills you can do to improve your tilt. Number 3 is pressure. So we're not talking about your car tire here, we're talking about the pressure in your feet. So what we see with a lot of golfers, sometimes it's caused by how they move prior to this, but through impact, their pressure tends to move too much to the trail foot. And when that happens, the center of mass is often level or behind the golf ball. So again, if I wanted to get this golf club to land later, it's quite simply doing it without hitting the golf ball, I have to shift. Now we have options how we shift. We can shift more the upper body or we can shift the lower body. Now ideally, to get your sequence right and get the science of the swing right, we need to shift the lower body. So what I want you to feel we do is feel that pressure shifts so we get the weight in the finish about 90% on that lead foot. So if I made a little mini backswing and swing through, I'd want to be able to unweight that trail foot to know my pressure has gone to the right place. The little drill I'll get you to do would be just a little narrow stance, swing back and step and hit through like that. And certainly hit some short shots, soft shots. Just feeling when you're moving that pressure a little bit. That would be ideal. That would give us a real sense of moving the pressure the right way. So essentially we're trying to make sure we have a decent radius and structure to our arms. We're trying to make sure that we stay tilted over the golf ball, and we're trying to make sure we shift our pressure. If you do those three things correctly, you're going to hit solid shots. Now, if the plane or the direction of your swing isn't perfect, you might hit them offline, but you're going to hit them solid every time. And hitting the ball solid in the club face generally will improve the direction anyway a little bit. So ideally, we want to hit it in the right direction and create the solid contact. And normally if we swing it in the right direction, it helps move the pressure. It helps stop you compensating and recovering, making up for a plane this year and flicking it to make it go straighter. But that's normally what we see. So there you have it, 3 ways to make you hit the ball more solid consistently. Give them a go. Post comments and questions down below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you haven't already followed or subscribed, only a small section if you do that, please do that and hit the bell also. But thank you for joining me today at the Forest of Arden. Hope to see you back here real soon.